Okay, people, The View is in full-blown Chrisa mode, so fasten your seatbelt. Young, shrewd, and shamelessly conservative powerhouse Karoline Leavitt just dropped a bombshell that left hosted by Whoopi Goldberg, Joe Harar, and Sunny. She didn't even need to enter their stage to scramble and get this after View launched yet another insane onslaught. Ew.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
Instead of resting on her laurels, Karoline launched a brutal assault, exposing their hypocrisy, mocking their stale talking points, and dragging the entire show through the muck. And now that the outcry is so severe, there are whispers that ABC executives are thinking about discontinuing The View wheel entirely. Yes, that is the bad. What specifically did Karoline say that sent Joe Harar trembling and Sun Hostonen stunned for the first time in his life, sending him into full meltdown mode? Trust him, you don't want to misunderstand me. But first, click like and then subscribe to receive more unfiltered drama-packed updates. Did you just sign up? Fantastic. Let's get started.
The View hosts have got themselves into hot water again after they did the very thing they purport to be against, undermining women's success. Joy Behar stunned viewers when she said Donald Trump's press secretary, 27-year-old Karoline Leavitt, only secured her position because of her good looks.
I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
The comment was bizarre, especially coming from Joy Behar, who is as woke as they come and positions herself as a champion of feminism. This online commentator said, disgusting Joy Behar of The View accuses Karoline Leavitt of being hired only because Donald Trump thought she was a...
Let's set the stage. Karoline Leavitt was once more pursued by The View. Why? Since she is a young conservative who doesn't follow their standards, they took a cue from their usual playbook this time and began making fun of her, casting doubt on her authenticity, and even implying that Trump only backs her because of her appearance. Well, that sounds familiar. Because she is a 10 in Trump's eyes, Joy Oi Bear meant that Karoline's work success was bestowed upon her rather than earned. Whoopi Goldberg never lets facts get in the way of a gorant, and she didn't say that Karoline wouldn't even have a platform to speak if she weren't woke.
I would like this young lady this is her first job, I would like her to do a little homework. Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason. Because Black people couldn't get into colleges. Because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women. Yeah. See, this is not Black, Asian women. This is all women. Women were not invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure that this was a person's world.
This commentator said, Whoopi is mansplaining the press secretary job to Karoline Leavitt. Hilarious.
In Sun Hostonen, she made it a Boris as she always does, but Karoline wasn't about to let that happen. Instead of ignoring the ruckus, she responded with a takedown so harsh that the producers are most likely still recovering.
His opponents are saying to this very day the same rhetoric that led to those two attempts. The second attempt on President Trump's life echoed the sentiment that President Trump is a democracy. And if you're a deranged lunatic and you're mentally ill, you will believe that lie, and yes, you will take political like we have seen in 2 instances against President Trump. Last week, Tim Walz and Kamala Harris said that everyone who showed up to President Trump's rally at Madison Square Garden was a... That's despicable, dangerous, divisive rhetoric that is spewed by the Democrat Party every single day. And I'm so sick and tired of the media pointing the finger at Donald Trump and saying that he is sowing division in this country. He is not. The media is for pushing hoaxes like the one that you all pushed today, and the Democrat Party is for pushing lies about him. riot. And that's why today President Trump is more popular than he has been since 2016, because people don't trust the—
Instead of just retaliating, Karoline set them on fire in a video that went public and quickly became popular on social media. Karoline didn't hold back when she called out the viewpoint for what it truly is: a group of resentful, out-of-touch elites who promote feminism while disparaging women they disagree with. The epitome of modern feminism is Joe Biden. They will make fun of your appearance and minimize your accomplishments if you're a conservative woman. So much for women's empowerment, huh? Without wokeness, I wouldn't be here, you hoopy says. Please understand that I worked hard to get here, in contrast to the unqualified DIE hires they promote on View. Of all people, Sunny Hostanon wants to discuss privilege. Give me a respite, a pain. Then she uttered the words that left the floor in shock. Or I refuse to play the game because the View prefers women who follow the script, not strom woman. Boom. The moment she uploaded the video, the hashtags #cancel the View and #Karoline Leavitt Downs went viral on Twitter. It's getting worse for the View, which is trending every minute. The View never saw it coming. They believed they could make fun of Karoline, brush her off, and move on. Instead of damaging Karoline's reputation, they made it even more well-known. She was already a rising star in conservative politics, but now she's a household name, and ABC executives are freaking out. Insiders are leaking that producers are unhappy with how poorly this portrays them, and there are rumors of significant shakeups happening behind the scenes with Joy. The mention of Bahar and Whoopi in unfriendly conversations suggests that they may be leaving. And if you thought the public would unquestioningly support them, think again. Some of their own fans are even criticizing them, stating that this was a step too far. As one viral tweet aptly put it, while advocating for empowerment, the View makes fun of every woman who doesn't suit their ideology. Karoline Leavitt just revealed their true nature. Meanwhile, there are whispers that sponsors are becoming anxious. According to reports, some major brands are reevaluating the location of their advertisements because, let's face it, nobody wants to be connected to something negative. The writing on the wall is Satat Thipoint. The View may have finally burned themselves, but they had been tinkering with fire for years. The hypocrisy is evident, the outcry is severe, and ABC is currently faced with a difficult choice: clean house or cancel the entire show, because let's be honest, The View endures criticism, but when the backlash surpasses the rating bump, it becomes unsafe, and at the moment, they're going too far. Could this finally be the turning point for The View? Okay, everyone, it's your turn now. Now is the vision too far at last? Did Carolina depart? After this catastrophe, do you think ABC will truly shut down The View? It was the media's answer to the necessary wake-up call. Please share your ideas in the comments section below. Before you leave, remember to use the like and subscribe buttons to ensure you don't miss any important changes.